KPBS On Demand is supported by Latino Legacy Foundation, presenting their Storyteller series, Reach for the Stars with Ellen Ochoa, the first Latina astronaut. Welcome Serenade by the all-female mariachi Amapolas, Sunday, June 29th. More at latinolegacyfoundation.org.
Good morning. I'm Annika Colbert. It's Saturday, August 7th, Finnegan Blue on the KPBS Summer Music Series. That's next, but first, let's do some quick headlines. Coronavirus cases are climbing in San Diego, and so is the demand for testing, as the more contagious Delta variant continues to spread. County officials are now opening up more testing sites to meet the growing demand. Thus, there were long lines at the San Diego State Alumni Center on Friday. It's one of the 6 newly reopened testing sites. Testing coordinator Ryan Clabo says these newly reopened sites aren't closing anytime soon.
So over the last 2 weeks, we noticed a rise in the demand, and we wanted to make sure that we were in front of that. With the Delta variant, the demand increased that quickly.
Meanwhile, some San Diego businesses are starting to require proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test from their customers. The Signet Theater in Old Town is one of them. Jill Jones is Signet Theater's patron services manager.
From just the people who have been coming for years, they are really excited about it because we're trying to keep the community as safe as possible. We've had a few people call in to buy tickets specifically because we announced this policy.
The California Department of Food and Agriculture declared a quarantine of citrus fruit, trees, and plant material in the North County on Thursday. It comes after officials detected a citrus tree disease known as Huang Lun Bing, or citrus greening, on 2 trees on a single property in Oceanside. The 60-mile quarantine area stretches from Camp Pendleton to Carlsbad Village Drive and the eastern edge of Oceanside. You can see the full quarantine map online at the California Department of Food and Agriculture website. From KPBS, you're listening to San Diego News Now. Stay with me for some San Diego music.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Splatero, helping homeowners pay off debt by offering streamlined access to your home's equity with no additional monthly payments or new debt. Splatero provides a lump sum payment in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Pre-qualification is available at splatero.com.
The high-energy folk band Finnegan Blue blends rock, bluegrass, Celtic music, and New Orleans second-line jazz for a truly unique sound, headed by brother and sister musicians Anna Lee and Willie Fleming. Finnegan Blue brings strong vocals and driving rhythms that make for an exciting live performance. And while some of their songs sound like they've been passed down through the ages, all of their music is original. Both members of Finnegan Blue joined KPBS Midday Edition host Maureen Cavanaugh to talk about their work. But first, let's begin with one of their latest singles, Come Follow Me.
Well, she's the only one I ever wanted, prettiest thing I've ever seen. Her eyes shine brighter than the stars on midnight. Hair runs wild as the wind runs free. Yeah. Let's run through the woods so green with trees, swim down a river till it opens free. I don't know where the hell we'll end up. Take my hand and follow me. Yeah.
So easily,
soul's on fire like a desert sun,
intrepid like a ship at
sea. Yeah, let's run through the woods so green with trees, swim down the river till it opens free. I don't know where the hell we'll end up. Take my hand and follow me. Come follow me, come follow me, yeah. Come follow me, come follow me, yeah.
Joining me are Anna Lee Fleming, who plays guitar, trombone, and also provides vocals, and Willie Fleming, who plays mandolin, trombone, and vocals. Welcome to you both. Thank you for being here.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Now, you've got a whole stage full of musicians in this band. So who else is in Finnegan Blue?
Yes, we also have our dad, Bill Fleming, is the electric guitar player. We have Oscar Beckman on the bass. We have Kevin Higuchi on the drums and Malcolm Jones on saxophone.
You know, you guys have an incredible range of musical influences, of songs. How did you both learn music? Let me start with you, Annalie.
Yeah, so that question definitely jogged a memory, and that was that when I was younger, when I was maybe in second grade, I told my parents I wanted a Game Boy, and for Christmas I got a guitar. It was kind of like, what is this? You know? But, looking back, that's where it all started. I got a guitar. They knew that music would be something that we should try and could be interested in. And of course, we just took off from there. My dad gave me guitar lessons, middle school through high school. And anytime we're around, he's still giving me lessons all the time. And then I picked up the trombone later in college, actually. So it's never too late to learn a new instrument.
Yeah, we were super lucky to have musical parents. Definitely the Irish music started with hearing my dad play in the Irish pubs with those trad groups. So those tunes really stuck with us. My mom is an amazing singer. She's very, very soulful. So we have that type of influence. My dad also rips blues guitar really well. So there's your blues and your Irish. And then in high school, we joined the marching band. So now we have these other instruments, trombones. The music that felt like it fit the best was just sort of what we also ended up gravitating towards, which was, the second line style, New Orleans style.
Well, Anna, tell us about the song Elegy.
Yes, Elegy I wrote in 2010 after my grandmother had passed, but a couple of our members had lost significant people in their lives. So each verse is about that particular person. Including Willie here, lost a friend that year. And so Elegy was, I would say, the first song that I was really proud of. And we started to form the group around that a long time ago. And then when Rye Whiskey, when I wrote that one, that's when the band was officially solidified.
Well, here's another selection from the incredibly versatile band Finnegan Blue. It's called Elegy.
It's been 2 years since I've seen you, and I remember saying goodbye.
Goodbye.
I promised that I'd see you soon, but you knew it was the last time. As I held you in that red box, said goodnight, sweetheart, goodnight. When the voices sang Amazing Grace, the tears stream from my eyes. So now you've gone before us, and you're closer to him than I. Please put in a good word with the big man in the sky.
When I first woke up that morning, Mom said a boy had died. Someone put a hole into his heart, didn't make it through the night. My heart sank for his family, but then I suddenly went white. 'Cause when I heard his name, Lord, it hit me hard. That boy was a friend of mine.
That was Elegy by Finnegan Blue. Now, Annalie, you mentioned your dad is part of the band. Is that how you both got into music in the first place?
Yes, both of our parents are musicians. In fact, on Elegy, my mom is also singing some backup vocals, and my uncle John is playing the piano. It was important for us to have, to pull in all the family resources, just as some roots on the album. But yeah, our parents were musicians. They toured the country when they were younger than us, and they fostered that throughout our childhood. And now we play music as well.
What kind of music did they play?
Gosh, they did a duo or a trio set. They did a lot of original music as well, but they did a lot of bluegrass, a lot of country. What else would you say?
Well, they said that when they hit Texas, they didn't have a lot of country repertoire. So the place that they were staying was like, they let them go into the DJ booth at the time. You couldn't just Google it. So they spent, all day listening to the hottest country songs and just learning those. And then they played those in the bar later that night and the place went nuts. But yeah, my dad played Irish music growing up in the Irish pub. So we kind of got to sneak in backstage from a young age. And we play a lot of those same tunes today.
Well, and what was fun about having musicians as parents?
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Yeah, just, that's kind of what we got to do. Like it's natural for us. Like, it's sort of like when you're a little kid and you get a dog, like everything's awesome. So you're like, cool, yeah, a dog, whatever. But now in my adulthood, I realize how valuable it was to have parents that were also artists. And, basically like whenever my dad would have a show, Annalie and I would crash the stage and just go sing with him, because we were like, well, what are we sitting around here for? Dad's up there. So it was just something that we gravitated to naturally as well. And then when they saw that we enjoyed it, they encouraged it.
And Annalie, do you remember how old you were when you first jumped up on that stage to perform with them?
Gosh, that's a great question. There's pictures of me before I remember. I must have been 3 years old. I think when I could stand is when they let me get on stage.
Yeah.
Did you two play music together too when you were growing up?
Yeah, we did. We formed our first band. Was that the local Palookas?
Yes, we did a little punk band when I was in middle school, and Lily was in 3rd grade.
Middle school punk band. We would always be playing the talent shows and stuff too growing up. So before we even really had formed a band, we would just pull a couple of the, other students and play a Beatles song or something like that for the talent show. So yeah, we definitely have been playing music together for our whole lives.
In 2015 is when Finnegan Blue was officially formed, and that's been the main project.
And I want to hear about the story behind the song Rye Whiskey. I know there's got to be one.
I was listening to a lot of the Punch Brothers, and my brother's a big fan of Chris Thile.
Mandolin player, you got to be, yeah, Chris Thile.
And he had a song, Rye Whiskey. I hadn't listened to it, but I read the title, and then in my head, I just heard Rye Whiskey, and I just made sure I put the pen to paper and guitar in my hand and finished the song, because I knew it was going to be a good one. So that's how that song came out. And it's all very true. It's all, sometimes you just need a good drink to get you through the day.
Indeed, that's true. Let's hear Finnegan Blue's Rye Whiskey. That was the song Rye Whiskey from Finnegan Blue. They say that there's nothing like sibling harmonies. Do you find that to be the case with you two?
Yeah, we call them blood harmonies. When you lock in to a harmony, especially with a family member, it almost hurts your ears. It's like, the vocal cords are built the same way. So they just make this vibration in the air that's like, whoa, really rattles your head.
Now, Anna, you play folk music, including Irish music and bluegrass, but a big part of your live show is second line jazz, where you both bring the trombones out. Where did that inspiration come from?
We grew up in the marching bands. My big experience in marching band was with the SDSU Aztec band. Willie was in it as well, and that's how we met our saxophone player, Malcolm Jones. And, just towards the end of our sets, we wanted to make sure that our show was as awesome as possible, and we gave it a try. We played some songs and they went over super well, and we decided to run with it.
The New Orleans second line feel, it mixes really well with a folk music style. It's a more true to the original form of jazz. I'm not going to say that it is the original form, but it's kind of similar to folk music in that way, where it's very much an old style of playing. So a lot of that same emotion translates through all those styles of music. So it just made sense. Yeah, we have the instruments. We got to fill up some time. Let's bust them out.
Yeah, surprisingly, it made a lot of sense in the set.
Now, you're known for getting your audience up on their feet and dancing, being a great live band. Willie, what is that energy like when the house starts to rock?
That's what it's all about right there. Yeah, we try to play music and take the listener on a journey, take the people that are out in the audience, take them for a ride, for a little adventure. We spend so much of our day sitting down, driving to places, sitting down for work on the computers, this and that. So we kind of feel that it's important specifically to encourage the audience to get up and dance. And then once they do, people are officially having a really good time when they're just cutting loose and feeling free on the dance floor. And then we get to have a nice exchange of energy. When we're really pouring it out on stage, if there is no one dancing, it's okay. But you really feel it bounce back when you're able to get the audience dancing and moving. The energy is reciprocated, and then all of a sudden you're just in this little cycle of awesome energy in the room. So we like to keep that going as much as possible.
That's Keep the Ball Rolling by Finnegan Blue. Annalee, you can really hear it in that. You carry forward the spirit of celebrating life, like second line, parade, getting up and dancing. What's it been like to get back out and play before people after just being shut in for so long with the pandemic?
I mean, simply said, it just feels really good to be able to get out, perform for people, see people smiling, having a good time, coming to your show. And I just remember, thanking people at our last show. We thanked everyone for being there. And at the end, a lot of people thanked us for coming out and playing. And it is an amazing feeling of reciprocation when the audience and the artists really have that understanding that we're here to have a good time. We went through something pretty rough. Everybody did. Everybody experienced some sort of hardship during the pandemic. And it feels good to put that aside for, a musical hour and to just enjoy being around people again. Has felt simply amazing.
Willie, did you feel like it was going to take some time to get back up to speed after not playing in front of people for so long?
Sure. Well, our shows out in New York really pleasantly surprised me because I felt like we were just back in the old days. Like everyone was just kind of ready to move forward. And in New York, especially, we love playing out there because they have such brutal seasons compared to out here in San Diego that in the summertime, they're really, really ready to party. So they don't hold back. So now add that on top of the pandemic that we had. And that's why I said before that it was chaos. It wasn't chaos, but it was just, everybody was fully ready. Nobody was holding back, dancing, singing along, a total celebration of life. For everybody, just taking the time to appreciate the moment that we're in right now, because you never know when a freaking global pandemic is going to hit, apparently. So everyone, I think, is just kind of soaking it in.
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us. It's been such fun listening to this music. I've been speaking with Anna Lee and Willie Fleming of Finnegan Blue. Thank you both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maureen.
We're so lucky to be on talking with you today.
And that was Finnegan Blue members Anna Lee and Willie Fleming, speaking with KPBS Midday Edition host Maureen Cavanaugh. This segment was produced by KPBS Summer Music Series producer Kurt Cohen. To hear more about Finnegan Blue and see their music videos, go to kpbs.org/Summer Music Series. Thanks for joining us, and have a wonderful weekend.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Latino Legacy Foundation, presenting their Storyteller series, Reach for the Stars with Ellen Ochoa, the first Latina astronaut, former NASA director, and San Diego native, Sunday, June 29th. More at latinolegacyfoundation.org.